Despite lagging majority of the crypto market on a year-to-date basis, Crocoin has finally seen a nice pump, now up 17.5% in the past month alone. On top of that, it has been a very good news week for both Crypto.com and Crocoin, starting off with Crypto.com releasing their on-chain staking program, which will allow users to earn passive income for their crypto being held on the exchange. And I do believe this could drive a ton of new users over to the Crypto.com platform. The Crypto.org chain is about to pass a massive record milestone of 6 billion Crow locked and staked on the network, and the Crow coin community pool is now sitting at 15.5 million Crow waiting to be burned and removed from the flow completely. We're going to talk about all this as well as give you guys an update on the Crow price action in today's daily market update. So hopping right into the news, I do want to start off with the market overview, and the big thing to note here is that altcoins have definitely seen a very nice week. We can actually take a look at Crow coin, which is up about 5.64% in the past 7 days. So definitely not the biggest performer out of the top 10 or even out of the top 50, but over the past month, it is up over 17.5%, which is a very good move. So hopping right into the news, the first thing I do want to mention briefly is the fact that yes, XRP did in fact have a major victory this week over the SEC, and so far that has really benefited altcoins in the rally that has taken place. Although we have seen a slight pullback here in the markets, overall I do believe that the bullish tailwinds for the altcoin market will continue, and that does fare very well for Crocoin. Now, given that XRP did in fact win over the SEC on most counts of the court case anyways, we can see here that Crypto.com has now officially listed XRP once again. And that's because although it was actually ruled that the sale of XRP to institutions can be defined as unregistered securities offerings, it was found that secondary sales of XRP, including on exchanges, is not in fact a security offering. This means that Crypto.com is once again able to offer XRP on their app in line with Coinbase and pretty much every other exchange operating in the US. And in my opinion, that is a big positive for this exchange right off the bat. Now, another piece of news that did come out for Crypto.com, one that I think is a lot more important and unique to this exchange specifically, is the on-chain staking program. So you can see here that it allows you to receive rewards as often as daily, support 3 different blockchains at the moment, and there is no lockup period imposed on your crypto. And I'm going to take a look here at the actual full article, and you can see at the moment that there is Solana being offered a 3.74% APR to you, Polkadot offering you a 10.5% APR, and ETH offering you a 6.17% yield. So it says here that staking allows you to basically go ahead and help validate the network right through the Crypto.com app. And they say here that staking in the app allows you to conveniently put idle assets to work and receive rewards as often as daily. Furthermore, users may enjoy the flexibility of staking or unstaking their assets, as Crypto.com does not impose a lockup period. And at the moment, this is being offered for Ethereum, Solana, and Polkadot, and blockchains, or rather more blockchains and protocols, will be available in the future. So here's the full breakdown of how you can actually stake with this platform, but I do want to talk about why I think this is a very important strategy for Crypto.com to deploy. So we're going to take a look at something like Lido. This is the biggest liquid staking solution for Ethereum, currently offering a 3.9% APR. And the big thing when it comes to Crypto.com is that they are looking to appeal to new users to get them involved in crypto. And personally, although you may be involved in crypto for a while and a lot more familiar with DeFi, think about what it was like when you entered crypto. A lot of this stuff is new and intimidating. A lot of people don't know how to set up a MetaMask, how to buy Ether, how to then go ahead and connect their wallet and stake their Ethereum to receive liquid ETH in return. And on top of that, they then have to deal with withdrawing it, actually going through a requesting and a 1 to 3 day waiting period, or going through a decentralized exchange to swap their liquid ETH back into ETH automatically. The point is here is that yes, this is definitely a very big learning curve, and Crypto.com's aim is to onboard the next wave of crypto users. That is why I do think that the on-chain staking platform is definitely very good for crypto.com in customer acquisition. And also it does benefit their balance sheet as they are charging a service fee here, and which is deducted from staking rewards. So the service fees are as follows: 20% on Solana and Polkadot and 15% on Ethereum. So definitely not a small amount there for crypto.com to be taken whatsoever. And I think that they intentionally went ahead and did not allow for the staking of CRO because they've already made it very easy for you to actually stake your CRO through the crypto.com DeFi wallet. I believe that is a lot less complex and a lot more user-friendly than a lot of the other staking solutions out there at the moment. So the one thing I do want to mention here is that at the moment, all verified crypto.com app users who are not citizens or residents of the following jurisdictions are eligible for this feature. So the United States of America and its territories, Australia, Canada, Hong Kong, South Korea, Singapore, Thailand, and Malta. If you are in any of these regions, you are not eligible for the staking rewards, and that's not because of crypto.com, that is because of your government and regulators. Being in Canada, I also do not have access to this program. Basically, it's not being offered anywhere in North America, more so in Europe and some Asian regions. I do hope that in the future they can actually go ahead and launch on-chain staking through the crypto.com main app for North America. And I think that is, a very big target demographic for them. I think that if they could eventually offer it in this jurisdiction, that would really benefit them as a whole. And we'll just have to wait and see. But as for right now, it is offered in a lot of different places in Europe and in Asia. And I do believe that it will help crypto.com acquire more customers in the future, which in the long run does fare well for CRO through the indirect connection between crypto.com and its native token. And the biggest one here is the fact that yes, crypto.com does in fact offer you different products that incentivize you to actually lock up your CRO on the platform, including the crypto.com metal visas as well as crypto.com pay, which does offer you additional cash back on gift cards if you are actually locking up CRO on the main app. Now, something I could see them doing here with on-chain staking is potentially also offering tiered rewards for the on-chain staking, depending on how much CRO you actually have locked up. I think that would be a very good way to attract more people to CRO, and just something that could potentially, that they could look to do in the future. So that's pretty much it in terms of the centralized exchange side of things. Now, I do want to hop into the DeFi side of things, being the crypto.org chain as well as the Cronos chain. So the first thing I do want to mention here is that the crypto.org chain is in fact, oh, that's our video. The crypto.org chain here is in fact about to pass 6 billion CRO locked on the network. And this is a very big deal in my opinion for CRO coin in terms of the positive benefits it has on the tokenomics of this project. So the crypto.org chain, for those of you, I'm sure most of you know at this point, but you can in fact delegate your CRO to this network. And if you do so, in return, you will be offered about an 8.5% yield. This effectively means if you stake 10,000 CRO, you are receiving 850 per year, not so shabby whatsoever. And the big thing when it comes to the crypto.org chain, the reason that I do value it a lot for the actual tokenomics of CRO coin is the reason that when your CRO is staked on the crypto.org chain, if you actually want to go ahead and unstake it, there is a 28-day unbonding period. And what this effectively demonstrates to me, and what I kind of take away from that, is that most people who are staking their CRO on the network are in it for the long term. I highly doubt that anybody who is looking to flip CRO in a quick swing trade is locking it on the crypto.org chain and willing to go through a 28-day unbonding period. I mean, this is crypto. We saw a massive pump and a massive, and not a massive pullback, but also a decent pullback all in the same week. And waiting 28 days can definitely completely ruin your trade if you are looking to make a quick one. So the general thesis is that the crypto.org chain is mostly for long-term holders. And the other thing we know is that when your CRO is delegated to the crypto.org chain, it is removed from the flow completely. So take into account here, according to CoinMarketCap, it says that CRO coin has a 25.2 billion circulating supply. That is not correct. It's actually closer to 26 billion at the moment, effectively meaning that roughly a quarter or 20% 25% of all CRO coin is currently locked up on the crypto.org chain. This means it is not available for purchase, it is not available to be sold, and that means there is in fact less CRO in circulation than the current circulating supply we are looking at. So that's why I do tend to keep a very close eye on the crypto.org chain, because it is one that incentivizes you to once again buy and lock up your CRO for that juicy 8.5% yield. And we know that earlier in the year, the yield for CRO coin was in fact over 10.5%, and that was reduced in line with the CRO coin burn proposal. Now, I have spoken about this burn proposal on multiple occasions. We're not going to go in depth on it again. The one thing to know is that while I was not a big fan of the burn proposal, I do also enjoy watching the burn wallet stack up here and knowing that this CRO will be removed from the float completely. And taking a look at the CRO coin that is now in that wallet, we're looking at 15.5 million CRO. Otherwise, if we want to look at that in a US denominator, that is $924,000 worth of CRO. And that means we're getting close to that 1 million USD worth of CRO being burned. Now, I am hoping to see a bigger burn in the future for CRO coin, and if you don't think it's possible, I will remind you that back in February of 2021, we actually saw the CRO coin supply at 100 billion when Crypto.com went ahead and burned 70 billion in one go. And taking a look at the charts here over the past 5 years, if I actually zoom out, you're going to notice that back in February of 2021, when this burn did take place, or when the burn was announced, we actually saw a very big increase in the price of CRO coin. At the beginning of February, before the burn, it was at about 6.5 cents. And then we actually saw here that after the burn took place, it was in the 25-cent range. Now, granted, later that year, we did also see the announcement of the Crypto.com arena, and this led to CRO coin running from about 20 cents all the way up to basically under $1 USD, peaking out at about 95 cents. The big point here is that yes, the Crypto.com team has burned a ton of CRO before, and I'm hoping that they will do a big burn again. I think that would be very beneficial for the actual price action of CRO. The more adoption that we see for CRO coin and the less supply that we see of the token is better for the price action, and therefore better for the current holders of this project. So while there has been a lot of good news for Crypto.com as well as the Crypto.org chain, I do also want to take a look at the Cronos chain. And unfortunately, it has kind of, been out of the top 10 here now for quite a while, actually down in 12th place with 334 mil in total value locked. Kava here is behind it in 13th with 303 mil in TVL, and Pulse Chain is ahead of it with 349 mil in TVL. However, Ultron, which is in 10th place, is now up at 421 mil, so having about a 90 million lead on CRO coin. And I mean, the thing here, right, is like overall CRO coin, the Cronos chain more specifically, has definitely been pretty stagnant and actually declining here year to date in terms of the TVL, down from about 380 mil at the beginning of the year, now sitting at 334 mil, so losing about 50 million in total value locked. The one thing that is worth noting is that there is a pretty big correlation between the actual price of CRO coin and the TVL on the Cronos chain, and that's because the TVL is in fact denominated in CRO coin, which is the native token of the blockchain. Now, taking a look here at the amount of TVL for the Cronos chain in CRO, it does paint a similar picture, but definitely not as bad. At the beginning of the year, there was 6.8 billion CRO circulating on Cronos, and that is now down here to about, let's see, to about 5.8, so about a 1 billion CRO pullback here in the amount of CRO that is on the Cronos chain, but also we have seen very big inflows into the Crypto.org chain. And I have kind of showed this on multiple occasions. If we actually compare the different blockchains to each other, a lot of them have kind of flatlined in terms of the actual growth here for the chain. And one exception here has definitely been Ethereum, which has seen nice inflows year to date, actually starting the year at about 33 bill in TVL, now all the way up at 50 bill in TVL. But once again, if we line up the TVL with the price of Ethereum, you see a very strong correlation between the two. So now let's take a look here at chain comparisons. They have Optimism and Arbitrum up here. Let's actually go ahead and throw Cronos in there. Let's take Arbitrum out because they actually had their airdrop this year. Let's just compare it to other layer ones for now. So let's take a look at Cronos. We'll take a look at Tron. We'll take a look at the Binance Smart Chain. We'll take a look at Polygon, and we'll throw Avalanche and Solana in there as well. And what you're going to notice here based on the chain comparison is that, yes, there definitely has been a lot of flatlining amongst a lot of these different kind of altcoin blockchains here, these alt chains, which is something I totally just made up. But if that could become a thing, that'd be pretty cool. So we can see here, it is definitely not just an issue when it does come to Cronos. And what I am more so looking for throughout the accumulation year is for builders to continue building on Cronos and attracting more people onto this chain as the next bull market does take off. If Crypto.com can onboard new users and the Cronos chain can attract a ton of users over there, especially if the two work together to kind of bring, people first onto Crypto.com and then into Cronos, I think that could be a very good growth strategy for Crypto.com, for Cronos, and CRO in terms of the price action. Now, speaking of the price action, I do want to take a look at that to wrap up this video. So the first thing I'm going to do actually is just zoom out here. And the one thing I've been eyeing for CRO this entire time, something we've spoken about on multiple different occasions, if I actually remove the moving averages, is really just the bull market support band, okay? We can see here that CRO has been actually getting rejected at the bull market support band ever since March of 2022. So back here in April, we got rejected once again. In November, we got rejected, and this coincided with all the FUD that Crypto.com was going insolvent, which obviously did not end up being the case, but we can also see here that once again in February it was rejected, and then once again here in May it was rejected. So despite CRO actually going on a very nice, give or take 70% rally here year to date, and this was not year to date rather, but from about January 1st to late February, it was getting steady rejected at the bull market support band, and we are not going to be bullish on CRO until it is able to get back above that level. Now, we've spoken about the 5.5-cent trading range multiple times on CRO. So zooming out here, the first time was in November. It made for a nice swing of about 37% from 5.5 cents up to give or take about 7.5 cents. That 70% swing trade in the new year here from about 5.56 cents up to about 9.5 cents. And then most recently here, we actually saw it once again hit the 5.5-cent range in mid-June. And since then, it has rallied about 13%, currently sitting at just under 6 cents. So in the past 1 month here, it has been a very good month for CRO, as we did mention there on the TradingView chart, as it is currently up about 17% according to TradingView. And although I do think that we need to get back above the bull market support band to look bullish, these swing trades off the 5.5-cent level here have been very good opportunities for those who have taken it. Now, admittedly, I have been looking potentially at even lower prices for CRO, and the unfortunate thing here is that if Bitcoin does break down, and let's say Bitcoin does move to the downside, I would not, take it off the table whatsoever for alts to fall even further. In fact, taking a look at Total 3, which is the crypto market cap now excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, we can see that it is once again below the 2018 all-time high at 354 bill. The all-time high is at 358 bill. Total 3, so the altcoin market is currently sitting at 354 bill. So if we see a weekly close below 358 billion, which will be actually, the weekly candle will be closing on Sunday, which is the time this video goes live, then I will be looking at some lower prices for CRO and the rest of the altcoin market. However, if Total 3 stays above 358 bill, I think that CRO could hold 5.5 cents or even make another move to the upside. But as always, I will keep you guys updated on what is happening here with the charts and with the news. So on that note, I hope you did enjoy the content in today's video. I do apologize for the slightly worse audio. I'm not in my regular recording setup, but there was just plenty of news this week that I did want to recap for you guys in today's video. So you know what to do. If you made it all the way to the end, you are an absolute champion. Let me know in the YouTube comments down below and claim that champion status. I am wishing you all an amazing Sunday, a peaceful and restful Sunday, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace out for now.